good. Hello and welcome to Cam and Sam's Sports Show, fortnightly sports show on every Monday on Hibs Radio. Today on the show we have Mr. Watt with us. Hello, sir.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me today, Cam, Sam.
Very nice. Thanks for having us.
It's an honour. It's an honour for you to be on the show.
Yes,
It's the first show of the year.
Great honour, sir.
Thank you.
We'll come to interview about the hockey tour, First 11 hockey tour, which went to Malaysia recently, and we'll come to ask you some questions about that. So to start off, like, how many people went?
We had a big touring party, probably the biggest we've ever taken away. 16 players, but with those 16 players, we had 14 parents,
Jeez,
2 children, including Matt Heisenbuttle, and me, of course.
So how do the parents get selected? Is that like just voluntarily or?
Yeah, the parents can come based on affordability. So if the parents can afford it and they want to join their kids overseas, they're most welcome to attend.
Yeah, fair enough. And they don't have to stay with the touring party. They can just like go off and look at Malaysia if they want.
No.
Oh.
They stay with us. It's
Fine.
Purely for their own safety.
Oh.
So they stay with us and they're completely immersed into the hockey culture, so to speak. But we all go together around different sites and touring places.
Yeah, awesome. So what was the time difference like over there?
Time distance is only 4 hours, so it's you don't suffer from jet lag at all, travelling either way. It's very, very good.
So I believe you had a game the first day you got there, or the second day you got there?
Yeah, the second day we got there against a school called Maxwell Boys School, and we won that one 14-0. They didn't offer us the opposition we wanted to, and so when it came to the second game, we sort of had to begin again and start over.
So by the sounds of things, it didn't look like the lads were too affected by the time difference?
No, it wasn't the time difference that was the problem. The main problem was the climate. So you're going into one game was played in 31 degrees, and that was in the middle of the day, and the sun was beating down. And on other occasions, we played in a thunderstorm with lightning going off all around us, and very high humidity along the way.
Yeah, fair enough. Was that a big factor in like fatigue and all that? Did it tire you guys out a bit?
Well, I thought the team actually handled the conditions very, very well, and in fact, if I could say this, acclimatised better than some of the locals to the Malaysian conditions in one of the games.
It's a very fit young team, eh?
Yeah.
So, like, what preparations went into the trip?
Well, your pre-season training obviously starts a lot earlier, and you have to try and assimilate those conditions. So the heat, you have to train in very hot conditions, which is no problem in February in Wellington, but we had a very poor summer. We wanted a lot hotter conditions to train in, so the boys had to put on a lot of polyprops during practice to make it a very hot, sweaty environment.
So they could get used to Malaysia. Yeah, fair enough. What was the opposition like? Were they like really good or not so good? Were they good games?
Well, that first game, Maxwell Boys, they were terrible. In fact, they used the game as a trial to select their school team, so they had different players coming on and off. Oh. And then we played one school. Well, it wasn't a school, it was a Kuala Lumpur under-16, and they were national champions. And they had 2 boys in the national, or 3 boys in the national under-21 side.
Wow.
And they were superb. They bet us once, we bet them the next time.
That's good.
Yeah.
What were the scores in those games?
The first time they played them, we lost 4-2, and then we turned around and bet them 5-3.
And how many goals did Matt Heisenbuttle score?
Matt Heisenbuttle, he was a bit unlucky. He got a lot of goals. He could have got a few more, and the boys were talking him up. He's one of the big improvers of the season, you could say. Oh. He's got a lot fitter.
Most improved then.
I would definitely say, and no one would take that away from Matt. Definitely the most improved. Got a bit taller, nice. A bit fitter, a bit faster, and the skills are there too.
Grew 10 inches, very nice. So were there any cool, interesting local stuff like elephants or anything that you guys saw and got to interact with while you're there?
Yeah, we got to swim with elephants, bathe some baby elephants, and ride some adult elephants.
Very nice.
Interact with monkeys. Up on a hilltop. There's a lot of massage on offer.
Okay. Do you guys take that up? Or?
Well, one of them was you use these animals to massage your feet. You'd go to this market and you put your feet in a tank and the fish would nibble on your feet.
Oh, and
Some people loved it and others just couldn't stand it.
anyone who loved it? Like,
Oh, I didn't
name
love
some
it.
names?
Oh,
Or?
I didn't love it. All the adults loved it. I hated it.
Oh.
Did you take many pictures of the animals? Because I heard you had a few camera problems.
Yeah. Pictures were taken. Video footage did seem to be a problem. Like pushing the pause button when you should be actually pushing the record button. That's a bit of a technical issue, though.
Don't worry, we've had some of these problems here.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So we've talked about the team against the under-16 side. How'd the other results go for the team?
The last two games, one was in Penang, which is an island north of Kuala Lumpur, and we lost that one 4-3. That was a very good game, but we were very tired by that stage. It was the end of the tour and the boys were out on their feet. And the second to last game was against a school that escapes me, but we'd won that game. We won that quite well. So at the end of the day, we played 5, we lost 2 and won 3, but the goal difference was well in our favour.
So was there a top goal scorer for the tour?
Top goal scorer, without looking at any stats, would obviously be Bradley Reid.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Matt Heisenbuttel must have been up there.
Oh, 4 goals to his name.
Yeah, and you look at all the wingers, the likes of Sergeant Patel. He got his first goal was the very last goal of the tournament, which he flicked off his chin into the goal, which was a beautiful goal.
Nice.
You got Stanley Adam up there as well. Tim Robertson scoring a lot of goals.
What about Sam
Hewson? Yeah, he made an appearance there and must have got at least 2 goals. So yeah, they were evenly shared, but Bradley was certainly the most dominant force up the front there.
Yeah. For other guys looking to get in the first 11 and travel to Malaysia and later tours or wherever you guys choose to go, what tips would you give them? Like training tips or just general?
It certainly is an attractive option travelling overseas. I think they have to be, they have to have a very good sound aerobic fitness, and if they don't, they have to develop it. The stick skills have to come, and so if you're looking to get into the first, you should have 2 or 3 years of hockey behind you. But there have been exceptions in the past. Some freaks who have just
like
got it. I think of Matt Wilson, for example, who started playing when he was at secondary school. Luke Matthews.
Oh, yeah.
He had only 2 years of hockey, including his first one in the first.
Still into first 11. Oh,
yeah,
that's very good.
So I believe you had a Muppet of the day. Is that correct?
Muppet of the day, yes, we did. We had some players and sometimes parents and often staff members who often did really silly things, and as a punishment they were made to come up the front of the bus and sing a song of their choice to the whole bus through the microphone. Unfortunately, a lot of that was caught on video.
Oh, great.
And made for hilarious viewing later on.
So would you like to share a few Muppets of the day with us?
One that springs to mind was poor old Connor McDowell. Sorry, Connor, if you're listening right now, but Connor decided to ring in and order McDonald's, which you can do over there, and they deliver it to your door. But after 20 minutes of discussing his order with the person at the other end, and no one was any of the wiser at the end of that 20 minutes discussion, he hung up in frustration. Oh. And as a result of that, he ended up being one of those people singing.
What a Muppet.
Yeah.
So did we have any good singers on the trip?
Yeah. The staff member was a very good singer.
Would you like to share names?
His name escapes me, but Stanley Adam, he impressed us the most. Didn't sing, but does an amazing beatbox.
Beatbox, yeah.
Very good.
Fair enough.
Connor McDowell has a special liking for country and western music. And
what, Taylor Swift?
Well,
or?
no. If you've got a Burning Ring of Fire there by Johnny Cash, he would love to break into a rendition of that any time. A lot of the boys tried to keep their noses clean, but some of them just couldn't.
Did Matt Heisenbuttel have to get up there at all?
Matt Heisenbuttel flew under the radar a lot. He kept his nose clean and didn't appear anywhere in those list of nominations for that award.
All right, so first 11 are battling through Prem 1 at the moment.
Yeah.
What do you fancy their chances for the season?
Well, every time we go overseas, 2007, 2009, we always came back and we'd win the national tournament, whichever one we were in. So there's pressure on the boys this year when they go to India Shield in Pukekohe in September. They've started off with a win against Wairarapa College, which is a massive upset, being 1-0 down at half-time and coming back to win 4-1. So that was the first game. The next game was on Friday night and they lost that to Wellington College 3-1.
Yep.
They've had a win in the traditional against Rathkiel 3-1. So I think they'll do well.
Do you fancy them winning Prem 1?
They will be in the top 4 at the end of the season. The main thing that will determine their fate will be their injuries, as the case was last year.
So do we have any people within Hibs hockey that deal with injuries, or is it left up to them to sort themselves out?
Yeah, they have their very own, their families have physiotherapists who they prefer going to. So we don't have anyone here who's trained and qualified, but they have their own special people they go and see. They've just named the Wellington under-18 team, and we've had 2 boys nominated in that, or placed in that. That's Bradley Reid and Fletcher Phillips.
Oh, yeah.
Ollie Mack unavailable due to the IS trip this year. And Ollie Wilson was very unlucky in missing out on that, and he'll be probably one of the major players in the Wellington under-18Bs this year.
So we've talked about Bradley being the top goal scorer for the Malaysian tour. Do you see any rising stars in the team for the year?
Yeah, I think too often we focus on the goal scorers and we forget about all the hard work that's done down the back. And we've got a massive defensive unit there, ably led by Fletcher and Ollie Mack, and we're very strong through the midfield as well. So if you're looking at our up-and-comers, I think you have to look at the youngest members of the team, the 2 Year 10 members, which is Troy Johnson and Devon Rama. That Troy, he's a special character. He made when he was, year 7, he made the Wellington under-13 team in his very first year of hockey.
Wow,
and
that's impressive.
That's pretty special, yeah.
Very nice. Well, thanks for coming on the show today, Mr. Watt. It's a great honour to have you and talk about the tour. And we hope we can have you on maybe later talking about First 11 hockey later on, how they get on later on in the season. So we'll leave you with Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen, and I hope Mr. Carroll should be coming in soon, and we'll have an interview with him about chess and the state it is at the moment in the school.
Cheers, sir.
Thanks, Cam. Thanks, Sam.